People have been asking about prepping models to print in 3Shape orthoanalyzer. So I just thought I would run through mine real quick. And here we go. First thing that I will do is I will get into orthoanalyzer, and I need to create a new patient. So I'm going to do me again, and I'll just give myself the last name X, Y, I don't know why, and then create. Then I got to come down here, I got to create a new model set. I'm going to go with my birthday. Everyone can wish me a happy birthday if you want. I'm now 47. I thought I was 48, so I'm kind of happy about that. And I created it. Now I got to browse and I got to find the ones to import. So I'm going to go with this one here, the maxillary export. And then I'm going to go with the mandibular. So upper lower are now in there. So now I load it up. They're importing. And there we go. So they are imported now, but they're not quite prepped. So I need to go out of here. I need to come back in, find myself. Yeah, aren't we all looking for ourselves? And this tells me that, and then I got to prepare model set. Now, what you have to understand is that these are scans that I've gone over. They're not always going to be this good. But the first thing that it asked me to do is set the occlusal plane. So there goes that. And then it's asked me to set the sagittal plane. There goes that. Then I can hit OK. Now, it's going to ask me to do the splines. Now, there's a lot of choices here. Tweed, Ricketts, Arch, full upper, ABO. I just stick with the Tweed. I wish that there was one that would just cut straight down, but it does. So I'm going to create my splines around the area that I'm going to print. And as I said, you got to remember this is a really good scan. A lot of scans have artifacts. Like all this in here is all going to be a mess. And sometimes you really got to work these splines to get it to accept. Sometimes you have to skip. And you actually have to use these to sculpt, which I'll be doing soon with this, and sculpt out all of the artifacts and then come back to this. But that'll work fine for right now. So now I got my study models. I always like to do it a little bit extra, and I'll show you why next. So it's building the bases. It's going to give you the Tweed base. So I'm going to hit OK there, and then it goes into the sculpting. So I start off here. If I was going to be doing a horizontal print, of course I'm going to get as close to the back as I can. And to include all the teeth. And then there goes that. So now I think there's a little bit extra there because of course this is expensive stuff to print with. So I'm going to take that off. Now you don't have to make a full thing. You just got to go there and hit this button, and it's just going to remove whatever is above the line. And there you go. Then I'm going to get into the smoothing tool. I'm going to smooth some stuff out or around here. Now, if this had braces on it, there's a real simple way to remove the braces. The first thing I would do is I would zoom in and cut away as much as I can. And then I'm going to create something that might be considered a brace. Let's just pretend that this is a brace. I'm making this base, so if you look at it, I got a bracket there. Okay, so we go into this artifact removal tool. I can go into there, I can circle the artifact that I just made and say remove it, and it does. Now, another thing that I like to do is that, say if I was going to make Adams class on this, I got these specialty tools that I set up. It's just a remove at a certain size. And then I'm going to come in here and notch out for my Adams clasp, which it'll print that way. Because the printers are pretty accurate. Of course, they have to be. They don't have to be as accurate as a lot of people tell you, but that's another story entirely. So then I know what a lot of people do with the software that I have with the Joule. I can easily get names in here, but the thing that you don't want is a whole bunch of models on the build plate that don't have names. So I'll come in here, and I know what some people do is that they just like to mark it somehow. So I'm going to just put my initials in here, and that would print there fine. But I still got too much of a base here. So again, we go into how much it's going to cost. So I come in here to the plane cut. I'm going to drag that across, and it's going to cut it off. So that's a pretty good model to print. That's a very big mouth. That's my mouth. So I'll hit OK with that one. Then I'm going to get into the lower. Now I'm going to do the cut. I'm going to do the spline cut with this one as if I was going to print vertically. Because with the Joule, with the software, I can sink it down into the build plate and just take off as much as I want. Also, I'm just trying to make this video a little bit faster. I just want to take that away. Now, sometimes what you're going to run into is that all this is going to be a mess in here with the scan. Like there's going to be tongue in here. You'll encounter cheek. Sometimes they scan their OF fingers, and this all becomes a mess. So what you have to do is go back into here, and you got to cut it away. So also, you don't always need this stuff in here, and I'm going to close that out. Let's see if I did it right. Did I do it right? Because if you go in the right direction, nope, I didn't do it right. If you go in that direction, you'll get that, but that's simple to fix. All you do is come over here and do reverse direction. So it'll rethink it, and boom. So that's almost ready to print. Again, I could just sink it down, but I'll just do the, what is it called again? The plane cut, just to give you an idea. And of course I did it the wrong way, so I got to swap the cut direction, and that's ready. That's really not ready to be printed, but I hope that you got the right idea. I'll click on that, and then that'll bring me up to here, and then I got to export models. So that's going to go into my export folder that I set up on my computer, and I can pull it right into my printer to print. That's it. Thanks.